For the past 3 months, I've been experiencing a lot of mental health issues, like feeling extremely lost, not thinking straight, struggling with staying focused on my work, even slight depression sometimes. I still remember this day where I wanted to record 5 videos for my YouTube channel. So I went upstairs, had the scripts on my laptop, got my phone out in front of me, got the tripod. When I sat down and clicked record, and the moment I started the video, I couldn't even say a single word. Couldn't even think of a single word to say. Stopped saying words correctly, couldn't finish sentences properly. My mind was just all over the place. So I stopped recording for that day. I realized that I had to make such a big change as fast as possible. I even spoke about it yesterday with a friend of mine. I said we need to change in order to reset our minds. The first thing we got to understand about self-improvement is that it's not all about adding stuff to our life. It's most of the time about subtracting. So if you're feeling lost, anxious, or maybe experiencing some slight depression at times without knowing why, chances are you're probably still doing these 6 habits that are mentally slowly destroying your life. That's why I'm going to be showing you these 6 mental habits that you need to eliminate from your life today in order to see a better life tomorrow. Number 1 is going to be scrolling your life away. I'm going to be very honest in this video. I only like to be honest, right? For the past 2 months, I've just been experiencing that my mental health has just gone down by so much. But the reason why I feel like that change actually happened is because overstimulation. I started stimulating myself with extra vices, extra addictions so many times during the day that I didn't even think straight no more after 24 hours of just me scrolling my life away and not doing the things that I'm supposed to do. Yesterday, I had this conversation with a friend of mine. He said something so relatable. I was like, yeah, I'm not the only one dealing with this then. He said, nowadays, I'm just struggling so much with focus. I can't focus and sit longer than like an hour behind my laptop and do work. I'm totally distracted all of the time. I grab my phone super easily. And I was experiencing the exact same thing. I was like, thank you. Somebody who was experiencing the same thing. Let's fix this, right? I realized myself that I was constantly also grabbing my phone, scrolling every time. Yesterday in the morning, I just scrolled for like an hour or like 30 minutes, which I never do usually. So I looked myself in the mirror. I was like, what is going on? Like, why am I just so distracted constantly, bro? And I felt like I was just overstimulating myself. Every single time when I go to my girlfriend, I was listening to music. And music is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to listen to music. Of course not. But I am saying that after already scrolling your life away for hours during the day and then listening to some bad influence music, bro, you're going to be overstimulated at the end of the day. You're not going to be thinking straight no more. You can't be reading that book no more because you're just overstimulated. Nothing catches your attention no more. Your dopamine receptors are now just so fried that you can't focus on anything no more. So I said to him, we're going to make this change of cutting out the extra stimulation things that we do on a daily basis that is holding us back from trying to focus. Because I felt like this was the only thing that was really holding me back every single day. Usually what I would do is I would just get up out of bed, not use my phone, maybe check my analytics on YouTube and Instagram, whatever, like a little bit, you feel me? But I would never scroll on my phone and just scroll away for the first 30 minutes of the day. And for the past months, I've been doing that while I'm preaching others not to do it. So I was like, okay, I need to make a change myself as quick as possible. Of course, it all happens to us that we get distracted in our self-improvement journey. Like, it happens. Sometimes you wake up and you just automatically grab your phone, and without you even know it, 30 minutes later, you're still scrolling. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm literally doing something that I'm really not supposed to do. And I'm trying to hold myself accountable on it, but I still keep falling back into this habit, right? We've all been experiencing it, and we're all going to experience it still, even if you're on a great path towards self-improvement. So for the guys like me who get easily distracted, for the guys like me who are just easily distracted by their phone, who grab their phone very quickly, we need to be extreme. We need to be very extreme in what we do and what we actually say to ourselves. We can't be the type of guys who say, oh, just download a blocker and just unblock it whenever you need to use it. I can't do that, bro. I'm gonna be just unblocking it. Even a couple of months ago, I think like probably already 4 months ago, my girlfriend and I made a deal with each other. We were going to be cutting out the social media after 6 p.m. So we had this like timer on our phone. I don't know if you can do this with Android, but on iPhone, you can like install a certain type of time block when it shuts off all the apps after a certain type of time. But there's one thing that you can just do with that feature. Every single time when it shuts off, you can literally just press, give me the app anyway, unlock the app anyway, and it just opens the app for you, even though it got that time blocker on it. So guess what I was doing? I was constantly literally just clicking on that button to open up my phone. And I was like, I have this setting on for a reason, but I'm not using it to my full potential. So I had to make a change. As of today, I actually made this change. And I'm going to be deleting my apps. I'm going to be deleting every single app that is usually holding me back. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to be absolutely deleting everything that is on my phone that could potentially hold my focus back. So I did that. I don't have Instagram on my phone. I only have YouTube on my phone to, keep posting, but that's it. That's absolutely it. I only have WhatsApp now to text people, and I have YouTube to basically post on there. But I don't really go to YouTube very quickly. Usually I just post on there and I just leave YouTube alone unless I really consciously want to click on a video, but YouTube doesn't really hook me in like that. Overstimulation is the problem that is making your mental health extremely, extremely unhealthy. Number 2, we have overthinking every situation. Now, this is one of the most difficult habits to change, but I want you to realize one thing. Overthinking basically means you thinking about the future and you thinking about the past. Now, what is the positive thing of all of this? You don't have to worry about those things. You have to think about the future. I highly agree with that. You have to for sure think about the future. But both of these things you don't have in your control. You don't know if your heart is suddenly going to stop tomorrow morning. You don't know those things. God forbid, but you don't know. So thinking about the future is very useful for the actions you take today. It is not very useful to try to change it without doing any actions today. Thinking about the past, useless as fuck. You're thinking about something that already happened that you can't change. And I'm not saying that you can't learn from the past, but if you're overthinking instead of analyzing, then you're going to be destroying your mental health. I have this very good friend of mine, which I see in the gym very often, and he knows that I do YouTube. He watches my YouTube videos himself, and I challenged him to start posting his own videos. He has been through a lot of good experiences that he learned from in life. I was like, you can teach a lot of people about that. What if you just start posting your own videos? And he said to me, yeah, I might do that. You feel me? I might just write down some video ideas and, try it out for a little while. I said, yeah, why not? Just do it. Just go for it. You never know what happens. First, just do it for yourself, and you might be able to turn this into a business. You never know, right? A week ago, he sent me this message. He said, remember that YouTube thing? I'm kind of scared to start because of the fear of judgment. Now, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. The fear of judgment is overthinking something that did not happen yet, which is the future, or might not even happen at all. So for the people who are constantly overthinking decisions, overthinking life situations, overthinking if they should do something, just do it anyways. Because most of the time when people overthink, it's something negative, right? Because overthinking doesn't exist on something positive. Let's say you want to start a YouTube channel, or you want to start going to the gym, and you're very excited about it. You heard all these people talking about the positives of it and the good things that are going to happen to you if you do those things. Overthinking is not a part of your life that way. You're just going to be going for it because you want the good habits. You want all these nice results for yourself, right? Overthinking only happens when we have negative thoughts in our minds. So when you want to start going to the gym or start your YouTube channel, especially for that guy who I'm talking to right now, if you want to start your YouTube channel or start talking in front of the camera, just do it. You don't know if people are going to judge you. You don't know. You're overthinking on something that did not happen yet, or might not even happen at all. And let's say it did happen. Well, boo-hoo. What does it matter at the end of the day, right? We're all human beings trying shit for ourselves. Everybody has dreams. Everybody has their own roadmap. Just walk your own. Don't worry about what other find of your roadmap. Work your way towards your goals, and you do that in your way. If you want to walk your road in somebody else's way, you're probably not going to be experiencing the results that you want to experience or see the goals that you want to achieve. You're probably not going to be able to do that because you're following what somebody else is doing. Walk your own roadmap and just go for it, regardless of what's going to happen to you or how much pain you're going to experience. You don't even know what's going to happen, so you might as well just go for it if you're afraid of anything. You got to understand, being courageous comes from fear. Without fear, you cannot be courageous. It's not a thing. Habit number 3, and that is constantly comparing yourself to others. Constantly comparing yourself to others is preventing you from walking your own journey. Remember how we just talked about that you have to basically find your own path and do your own path? When you compare yourself with others, you're basically saying they are better than me, right? You're basically saying that. It's not no healthy competition. You see, masculine men need competition in their life, but they don't need comparison. Comparison is unhealthy for your mind, bro. If you constantly look online, go on Instagram and look at people who are more in shape than you, or who have more money than you, or who have a better girlfriend than you, and you become envious of that, and now you're basically comparing yourself, guess what is going to happen? You're going to start to work less. People who are envious and jealous of other people, they're more concerned with pulling them down instead of trying to excel themselves. That's the reality of it. The moment you start to realize that you become envious of other people and you're comparing yourself too much, you are also working less. You're holding yourself back to reaching your full potential. You got to understand, you got to take that power back, and instead of trying to compare, mirror and say to yourself, that man is better than me, which is fucking gay. Say to yourself, I want to compete with him. I'm going to be him. This 2025 year, I'm going to be better than that man. I'm going to make more money than him. I'm going to be more successful than him. I'm going to be better shape. My wife is going to look better than his. That's what you got to do. Masculine men, you got to understand, we are primal, right? We are warriors. Men in general. It's been numbed down by like people around you who are weak-minded, and if you've been hanging out with a lot of women, especially women, so they're going to be holding you back in life to reaching that full primal potential that is in you. So instead of comparing and saying to yourself, that man is more than me, more important than me, stronger than me, better than me, say to yourself, I'm going to compete with that man. Watch what I'm going to do to him. That should be a man's life. Habit number 4, negative self-talk. I'm going to make a bold claim here, but I feel like 99% of the men in today's world, I feel like every human being is talking to themselves incorrectly. The reason why you have certain belief systems in your head is because you have put them in there. You can blame your parents, you can blame your girl, you can blame the teachers, but you have put them in there yourself. Every single time when I start something, I have the utmost conviction that I can do it. What is the reason of that? That is because I've always talked to myself, you are absolutely incredible, bro. And it sounds corny, right? It sounds corny. Oh, I have to talk with affirmations to myself. No, I'm not saying that. Instead of saying these fake affirmations in the mirror, which I find weird anyways, talk to yourself like you're already that man who you want to become. And you need to have full conviction and confidence in the way that you talk, the way you are, the way you take actions, in your habits. If you don't do that, you're not going to become competent at those things. So instead of saying to yourself, I probably can't do that, or yeah, I'm going to try, say to yourself, let me do it right now. I'll finish it in 2 days. Be harsh, right? Be extremely hard on yourself. A lot of people are trying to numb you with this feeling of like, don't be hard on yourself. Don't expect a lot of yourself. No, be hard on yourself. Hold yourself accountable to all the actions that you are taking currently. Hold yourself accountable to life. Hold yourself accountable to the actions. Hold yourself accountable to your habits. If you do some fuck shit on the bed right now, say to yourself, I'm stupid for doing that, but let me get back, change my life, and try it again instead of falling in your old habits all the time. The reason why people fall back into their old habits is because they haven't changed their identity. They're still talking to themselves like they are that loser 3 years ago, which you are. If you are talking to yourself like that, you effectively are still that loser. You're still identifying as that man. Talk to yourself like you're this newborn identity. If you want more help on this, I have a full video on identity shifting. Go ahead and check it out. The card is right there. Every single time when you talk to yourself, you want to talk to yourself like you are literally the best man on the planet. And that might sound selfish, but it's going to bring you very, very far in life. Number 5. Living on autopilot. The reason why living on autopilot, in my opinion, is absolutely destroying your mental health is because you are being controlled by everything that is in your control. Let me say that again. You are being controlled by everything that is in your control, such as your mind, your feelings, the words you say, everything you are doing yourself. Living on autopilot basically means that something else is controlling you instead of yourself, right? The most common thing that control us in today's world is our emotions and feelings. Emotions are very hard to control. It's very hard for you to get sad and to not act sad, or to not take some stupid ass habits because you're sad. Instead of cutting yourself, going to work, even though you're sad, is hard. That's a hard thing to do. That takes out a lot of energy and a lot of mental effort out of us, right? To be able to do that. When you're unmotivated, it's hard to go to the gym. It's hard to open up your laptop and still work or do some school. It's hard to still do the work when you're not feeling like it. But this is exactly the time when you should do it. Now realize that you have control over these things. You have control over your mind, your feelings, the way you feel, the way you act, the way you take habits, the way you take action. You have control over these things. Control them before they control you. A lot of men show a lot of their feminine side. You are slowly showing your feminine side if you let your emotions take over your life. Because when you actually say to yourself, I don't feel like going to the gym, so I'm not going, you're effectively now turning into a woman. Because women do that, right? When women do not feel like doing something, they don't do it, except for when it's very, very important. But even little shit, they don't do it. That's feminine energy. It's constantly changing. Masculine energy stays still. It's stoic. It's a rock. That's why a lot of people refer femininity with water. It constantly flows and changes. But masculinity is like a rock. It stays still and it stays the same under any circumstance. And that is your task for today. Change to this man to where you are unchanged by everything around you. Stop letting your emotions take you into places that you do not want to be. Stop letting your words take over your mind, and now your actions are gonna change. Stop changing your fucking self because you feel a certain type of way. These things are slowly starting to take away from your mental health. The reason why is because you're now thinking yourself into a worse position. Number 6, we have isolation when feeling low. The best thing that you can do when you feel low, when you have any type of, maybe you have a little bit of slight depression in you, or you feel bad about your certain situation that you are in right now, the best thing that you can do is find a brotherhood that you can actually rely on. They will help you. Masculine people around you who will guide you when you're feeling lost or low. That is what you should have. Every single time when you're feeling low and you're gonna isolate yourself, you're gonna make yourself feel like you can't do anything about your situation. Nobody is willing to help you. But that's not the truth. People are willing to help you. You just gotta expose yourself to those people. Be prepared to receive help. Don't just expect everything to be okay by isolating yourself and say, you know what, I'm not feeling good, so I'm gonna distance myself. When you're feeling bad, that is the time when you do not want to distance yourself. Get close to God. Get close to the people who are around you. Get close to the masculine men who want to help you. This is exactly why I've created the Improvement Club. The Improvement Club is a community of men who focus on self-improvement every single day. We have a bunch of calls during the week that I want you to attend to be able to get insights on your life to become a better man in the future. If this video helped you out, go to the link in my bio, check out the workout programs, and check out the Improvement Club. And if you want more of these videos, just subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.